Sam, I was at practice or watch practice on Wednesday, and I noticed you working in detail with the quarterbacks. It must still be fun for you to put in that much time, that much detail work.
Well, it is. This is my 44th year in coaching. I started at Excelsior Springs in 1972 as an assistant coach, and then became the head coach at 24 years old in 1974, and inherited a pretty good quarterback named Greg Williams at that time. And so I've just been blessed throughout those 44 years of coaching just great young men wherever I've been, whether it's been in Excelsior Springs or at Grandview High School. I had Sean Long, who was the quarterback here for 3 years and very, very competitive here. So obviously have to say probably my favorite quarterback was my son at Shawnee Mission North. He played for me 3 years. And so when I had the opportunity to come back to Jewell, Coach Cruzy asked me to come and coach the quarterbacks, and it's just been a thrill to be around these kids. And obviously, when I was the head coach here from 92 to 96, we had Shane DeVolt. The 2 years previously, I was the assistant coach, offensive coordinator. So just been blessed with having great quarterbacks, and it's just something that I, as a head coach and as offensive orientated as I am, it gave me an opportunity to come to Jewell and work with just some great kids. DJ last year was a Shawnee Mission West grad, and just I'd coached against him when I was at Shawnee Mission East, and then obviously the kids this year. Nick West is growing up and really doing a nice job for us. So just been an honor. When Coach Waggle said that he wanted me back, I just, when head coaches change, it's so important that they get the staff that they want. And so I went to Coach Waggle and I just said, hey, you're our offensive coordinator last year, the head coach, and you know what you want. Do you really want me to help? And I'm retired, so I've got Missouri retirement, Kansas retirement, Jewell retirement. So it's just a blessing for me to be here with Coach Waggle and the staff. Coach Gallagher has just been great to me. So I'm living life, probably my last hurrah before I really retire. But the kids here are just outstanding. They're very, very intelligent. So you don't have to tell them twice anything, and they're very loyal. They're committed to being the best student athlete that they can be. So it's just been outstanding for me to come here every day, and I'm basically part-time, but with me there's no part-time. But that's what I love to do. My wife just retired, so we live here in Liberty. It's just a blessing for me to come every day.
Sam Brown is our guest on the HyVee Halftime Report. Coach, there were a lot of things I wanted to talk about, but one of the first things you said, Greg Williams, who's now defensive coordinator in the NFL, an offensive guy for you, huh?
Yeah, he was my quarterback, and he's always told me, and he's been very loyal to me and my family. We've been to all the Super Bowls, but he told me early in his coaching career that not playing for me, but playing quarterback in high school and then playing at what was Kirksville, Northeast Missouri State, now Truman State. He was the quarterback there. So he's always told me that experience of being a quarterback helped him as a defensive coordinator, because he understood what the quarterback does and understand what the offense, the philosophy behind the offense. And then as he got into the defensive part of it, he always told me that his understanding of offense helped him be a better defensive coach.
I see coaches all the time as they advance through their careers, they have different roles. Could you go over on the defensive side, you think?
I thought about it one time, but just fortunately I made a decision to stay on offense and try to hire a pretty good assistant. Out of those 44 years, I've been a head coach probably 35, 36 of those. But the latter 5 or 6 years that I've been an assistant, I've really enjoyed that. I think I could go I think I could. I understand defenses because that's what we do every day. We come in and try to see what the defense is doing to us. And so I think I could coach it, but I don't think I'd ever want to.
Well, let's talk about your son. Mac was a player for you, and he then came here as an assistant coach. What's he doing now?
Mac is the receiver coach at Missouri State. He was a graduate assistant at Missouri, and I always thought, again, he would hang with the Missouri offensive coaches, but none of them took a job. Coach Steckel took the Missouri State job and asked Mac to go with him as a full-time receiver coach, and so it's been a great opportunity. He's going to recruit Kansas City area. So having played here in the Kansas City area and having obviously my ties and his ties, knowing all the high school coaches, it's just been exciting for me to see him grow. And it's amazing when you become a full-time coach. In high school, you have to teach 5 or 6 hours a class, and until you become a college coach, especially a pro coach, but I mean that's all we do is just basically football. So it's even though I have that many years experience, it's interesting to see how young coaches, and I put Coach Gallagher in this area, young coaches that know everything about video, everything about computers, and how fast they learn and how fast they grow. I really think Mac's a better coach than I ever thought I was going to be, but just because of what they go through now and the effort they put in and breaking down films and watching film, and it's just neat for me to be around young guys that really do a nice job.
Quarterback coach Sam Brown is with us here at halftime. Let's talk about the quarterbacks a little bit. You mentioned Nick West, who has played to this part, and he's a junior. But what kind of depth do we have behind him? What's the future look like?
Well, the future is pretty bright, in my opinion. Again, there's 4 of them that have started with me. Obviously, Dom is from St. Louis and just a tremendous student athlete of the game and hasn't had an opportunity to play, but is right now number 2 and just really working hard. Jared Hobby, who's from Gardner, freshman, sophomore, redshirt, showed a great spring, had a great spring game, and so we're looking for high things from him. And Colin Rugg, we recruited out of La Jolla, California, and he's a true freshman. And so those 4 guys, and again, it's really interesting how a group can bond. And we talk about our meeting room. We're also with the running backs too, but the quarterbacks are just a special bond, and I try to talk to them a lot about their leadership ability and making decisions, and probably the thing that is missed most in a quarterback is how accurate are they. So I spend most of my time just trying to build their positive attitude as a leader on the team, and then try to teach them how to read coverages, how to make decisions that are key to the team. And then the last thing is fundamentally I work hard on their accuracy.
So you spend a lot of time just kind of visiting with them.
Right, it is. It's just, again, it's a tight group. It needs to be a tight group. They need to understand that there's competition, but that, in the game of football, it's kind of get after the quarterback, and so when teams get after the quarterback, that next guy up's got to be ready, and even the next guy up and the next guy up. So I've always tried to make sure all 4 of them feel like that they could start or can start, because they can. And that's where we are right now with our quarterback group here. I think they're very solid kids. They're very intelligent, and they're all capable of playing, I think.
Made a reference to Nick West and his growth. What particularly does he do well?
He's a very, very, as they all are, very intelligent. Again, you don't have to tell him twice. If he makes a mistake, he usually can correct it pretty fast. Right now, in his progression, we've had to slow him down and say, you don't have to make every play, because we have really good running backs, we have good receivers, our line's getting better every game, and so quarterbacks sometimes feel like they have to make every play. And once we could get him slowed down to stay in the pocket and realize that there's keys that we look for we talk about reading the free safety and then finding a movement key and then now just do your fundamentals. And so he's really slowed the game down for himself in that manner. Last year he was really good early and then he struggled a little bit. And then this year his reads are better, his confidence is better. And obviously, I think, personally, the team's better. I think our offense is really on the verge of doing some really good things. The last 2 games, we made some really good plays. And so we made some mistakes, but we're each, and especially this week in practice, we're really correcting a lot of those things.
Sam Brown is with us here. Finally, you mentioned 44 years in the business. You think you're going to see guys go 44 years at this level in particular, but overall, because that's quite a career. And by the way, did you ever think about doing anything else?
Never, ever. I left Jewell in 1996 because I wanted to coach my son in high school. We weren't real successful here, but we had great student athletes, and I have kids come up to me all the time that played for me here at Jewell and just, kind of thank me, and I thank them for being that type of Jewell kid that's very intelligent and very successful. I mean, we've got doctors, we've got coaches, we got, all kinds of professions out there. But no, I never really thought I could do anything else and didn't really want to do anything else. It would be hard to be a head coach for that many years, and obviously I've been around. I was at Excelsior Springs for 7 years, and then I was at Grandview High School for 12, and then I came here for 6, and then I went to Shawnee Mission North for 8, and then I came back to Excelsior for 5 to get my Missouri retirement, and I went back to Kansas, to Shawnee Mission East, to get my Kansas retirement. So when I was here at Jewell, the retirement system was pretty good, so it's just an opportunity for me. And I think the only way you could do it later in years is to find a good program, find a good head coach like Coach Cruzy and Coach Waggle were and are. It just, that's how you can have some longevity. I don't know how long I'll be here, as long as Coach Waggle wants me, but it's a blessing just to be in this environment.